when you understand somebody's problem, because somebody with problems and somebody who has resources problems are the only people that really understand somebody's intimate problem. So if you understand how difficult it is to be a juggling mom that wants to be present for their kids, but wants to also be carefree and frolic poolside while they're enjoying life and not be stressed about what people think or what she thinks. So when you understand that, then they're able to have this amazing relationship with their clientele. And honestly, they're no longer selling. The clients are asking, can you give me these solutions? Can you give me those results?
Welcome to Glow and Tell, a podcast about all things beauty, wellness, and business, sponsored by Artemis, the brand empowering the unsung heroes of beauty and wellness.
I am here with Stacey. She is our approved vendor, especially for sales consulting, kind of helping business owners improve their business outside of things like, generating the leads, still important, running an event, still important, but there's a load of other things that makes a Neveskin or body contouring business successful, and Stacey can really help you with those. So she's our sort of recommended partner here. But we wanted to ask her some questions about the service, so you can see whether it's something that's right for you. Stacey does own her own retail location, so I wanted to start with just talking a little bit about that, because I think it gives context of why she's an expert in this, developing business. So, Stacey, hello.
Hey, Simon.
First off, maybe I know you recently upgraded to the Neveskin Ultra, so I thought it might be interesting to cover, why you decided to do that.
Great question. So we started out just like I recommend others to start with the minimal risk and just know your self-awareness of what you're able to handle. So we started with the classic simply because we want to get the basics down, and I want to demonstrate that you can do really well with just the classic device. And it wasn't until recently where I was, having amazing success, getting to know my clients, and I was realizing this opportunity of maximizing their time. So when you first launch a business, you kind of, especially if you're so passionate about helping people feel good, look good, and you have these resources, you talk to everybody. And then as you get more sophisticated, you're able to see that my time is better spent focusing on a specific niche or a target audience that I can better serve. Because quite honestly, I only have 24 hours a day. I have children and family life, my staff the same. And so, and same with my clients. So in doing so, you learn that they're also really restricted on what they're able to give in terms of to themselves, right? So although they make the sacrifice of wanting to look good, feel good, I started seeing a trend where they're like, oh, can I do face? Can I do body? And they're like, well, I have 1 hour this week. Stacey, what should I do? And they had to choose. So when the Ultra came out, and I had known obviously that this was something in the pipeline. It's a more expensive, robust service. My staff was still a little green. It is not my goal to be, handcuffed to the treatment center 24/7 like it used to be when I launched by myself. And so I wanted something a little bit more scalable. So that's why I was, thinking it might be a great opportunity to have this robust service where you don't have to compromise your face and your abs. You can choose both in a very productive, efficient 1 hour time slot. So that's the reason that I added it, solely for the purpose of serving my clients that are coming to me regularly, so they didn't have to choose.
Okay, cool. And then we recently completed a 100-person clinical study where we studied the classic device, as we now call it. Obviously, it was called the Cryo Skin, but it's now called the Neveskin Classic. And we also studied the Ultra with the static heads. In our clinical study, the Ultra got 2.5 inches of loss on the abdomen versus 1.9 inches for the Classic. So was better results with the static heads. But I just wondered, Stacey, what your, so far with the results that you've had with clients that you've been treating, how it compares to the Classic, because obviously you are a very experienced technician, and I know your team is. So I just wondered, are you seeing that big difference? Is it more about consistency and being able to do multiple treatments at the same time? Just want to give people an honest perspective from someone who's got the device.
I think it's fantastic that you did that robust data. It gives me confidence to talk credibly about the service and the experience. But at the end of the day, it's what the clients say they feel, how their life has changed, what my before and after show. And my photos are indicative of the fact that they're seeing these amazing results, maybe a little faster because they're able to, have, more expedited results with what you're saying with the clinical data. But I don't compare apples to oranges that way because I'm at the end of the day sometimes using the Neveskin Ultra with the static. If I think appropriate or if the device is booked, I might do a manual treatment on the classic. So I don't have that kind of, sterile data set that you have, but I can tell you that my results are amazing and my clients are coming back for more.
Okay, great. That's good. And then obviously, I know you've been excited about some of the revenue that you've generated. We are filming this on July 30th, 2024. So I know you're going to send over the full July revenue tomorrow or when the day finishes tomorrow. But just to give people an idea of revenue that you've generated since you've had the Ultra, I think would be interesting.
So the actual revenue is just under 40 grand for the net revenue for the end of month July with 1 day left, which is, well, actually two, today and tomorrow. And I do expect to overshoot my target. So in comparison, right, because everything, you need context for information. So
Yeah.
although it sounds like a fantastic number, when I look at my previous historical data, I think I sent you the data, my June results were in the mid 20s. So this is substantially higher. So I went from like mid 20s to 40 after adding the Ultra. And when you look at the seasonal trends, July should be a slower month because you're coming into the end of summer and it is standing out like a sore thumb, like it's this like long tower. So I'm really excited about it because it's more important, not just the revenue data, but what it shows is that I probably have a sustainable business with potentially greater value that I could offer my clients.
Yeah, I mean, that's very exciting. Congratulations. Obviously, I know it's only like a short period, but as you mentioned, seasonality should have probably dropped you in July. What do you think? What do you put those results down to? The financial results down to? What have you done that now obviously you're going to help more clients do that have helped grow the business in that way?
They're able to overlap body parts. So meaning in the same treatment hour, instead of like being able to serve more people with more time, which is what most people do, I'm able to serve more problems in the same time slot.
Okay, so it's actually that you're earning more per hour because you're able to do more in that time slot. That's the main difference, you think?
Absolutely. So when they come in for whether they are feeling uncomfortable in their shorts, they're excited about an upcoming special event like a bride or a mother of the groom, they're able to not have to sacrifice and they can get more done in the same time slot, which means I can free up the other time to serve more people.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so obviously we're going to move on now to talking about the help that you're providing to other clients of Artemis and other, body contouring type locations. I know you've talked to probably a lot of those. I imagine it's hundreds at least. So what are the most common challenges that you see? Because obviously, I think with you, you've plugged in this device, immediately started making money, but there's some things that you have buttoned up already, which I know you don't see with everyone else. So I just wanted to identify what are the most common challenges that you see other people have, partly because people can feel better that they're not alone in having those challenges, but just to understand what those most common challenges are that you see.
So the symptom of the problem is they're just not making any money from adding a new service, right? So they assume that they're getting this hot new trend, body contouring, cryo contouring. It's, doing well at other places. They personally have tried the device and then they get the treatment into their location and they feel like crickets, no one's coming. They don't know how to talk about it. So the symptom of the problem is they feel they're not getting enough leads or not getting enough sales. And so when I talk to the clients like that, it's really understanding the why. So it's not honestly just that they're struggling in getting, leads. It's probably that they're talking to the wrong people. It's they're offering the wrong thing. You had sent me a prospect, a really amazing business owner, a nurse practitioner who also is a medical esthetician in the South. And she was so excited about having added this and because it was the hot trend and she had also done it herself. And so when she brought it, she just felt her words to me were salesy. And that's common because no one wants to feel salesy. I mean, you and I are sales reps and we don't like to feel salesy, right? Like no one wants to feel salesy. And when I uncovered why is it you feel salesy, it really came down to she doesn't know how to share this information with people. She doesn't know how, to get people the results that she's seeing. And I asked her, what is it that you do that you don't feel salesy? And so she started talking about the other services that have a longer lead time of results. And so when we discussed that, her passion around that and incorporating this that makes people feel good, she started feeling more confident in discussing it. So I would say the symptoms, usually the most common symptom is they're just frustrated trying to promote. They think they have to go sell services. What they actually need to do is solve better problems for the right person with the right offer.
Yeah. Okay. And then obviously we're going to be partnering with you to bring your services to more locations. And we were just discussing before we started recording, doing that in a scalable way. Obviously you've got a business to run, you've got a family to look after, but we do think like you have a lot of skills and experience that can help people. So how are we going to bring your expertise to people who need it in a way that's, affordable for them and scalable for you?
So there's a couple of ways they can contract my services directly like this, pay for my time and expertise, and I can custom and curate an experience that gets them to $30,000 months. That's obviously available at a limited basis because my time is limited, right? I would say the best way is to participate either in the free Facebook group that Artemis has, which, I and many other partners contribute to, and we share insights and solutions to problems. And it's just a great supportive community. Then I've also created this private membership for businesses like ours, where they are trying to launch these services, relaunch these services, up-level their business, increase their revenue per hour. And that is on the school platform. And it's a private membership at a lower price point where they're able to be surrounded by people in the same environment. So I would recommend that that's where they start before they decide, or they just, decide that that's sufficient. And they start to have amazing success, just like the partner we said before.
Yeah, and I know that we've tested this kind of concept a little bit by you talking to some partners. I just wanted to I suppose give people an overview of what some of the results that you've got, some of the challenges you identified, how you help them overcome them, and then the results they got. And obviously you shared some text messages. We might bring them up in the clips here, but be interested in some stories there.
So some of the colleagues or partners that are having these services across the country, they'll say something along the lines of, how do you get clients to buy packages of 10? Because that's honestly the best solution for our clients. Most of our clients are not looking for something like a quick fix that they can go, have amazing results like surgery. They want something that is life-changing, transformative, and they're willing to invest. And that is with the package. So many people just don't know how to go from, a free offer or a low ticket offer to a package. So in talking with some of the clients, coaching them through solving bigger problems, instead of saying like, I could treat you in 1 hour, you're gonna look amazing. That's kind of generic. Instead, you intake their problems sort of like a very clinical protocol. Like, what is it you have? What is it, your symptoms? How long have you had this? What have you tried? Why are you here? What is it about the ad or the social post that you saw that resonated with you? What are the things you're trying to avoid? When you understand the context in which they're presented, then you're able to give them a more, reasonable guidance on, the results that you're looking for are associated with 10 weeks of commitment with me. And then you feel confident. I'm pretty sure that when somebody comes to us weekly for 10 weeks, their results are going to be like all the other clients we have. But I can't guarantee that if you're going to come for one treatment and then go off and sabotage your results at home. So coaching clients through that. So one of the, a couple of the clients that do that with me, instead of me coaching them on how to be more salesy, how to be more credible, how to say the right things, I help them on understanding who they're discussing with, allowing them to have a more credible relationship with the client in front of them. And when they're able to see that process, then they're able to scale it. Because when you understand somebody's problem, because somebody with problems and somebody who has resources problems are the only people that really understand somebody's intimate problems. So if you understand how difficult it is to be a juggling mom that wants to be present for their kids, but wants to also be carefree and frolic poolside while they're enjoying life and not be stressed about what people think or what she thinks. So when you understand that, then they're able to have this amazing relationship with their clientele. And honestly, they're no longer selling. The clients are asking, can you give me these solutions? Can you give me those results? So those are the types of things I believe that are necessary to go from a single treatment to a 10 pack, to a 20 pack, to a client that is referring friends and looking to you to up level your business so they have more reasons to go.
Yeah, and I think that's very insightful. I think like a lot of our partners who who have these devices have not been trained in sales, and so they think of sales as like gift of the gab. You have to work out how this cheesy kind of like impression. Whereas actually, if I think about most of the coaching that I give to our sales team, it's mainly around better questioning, which I think is what you're talking about. It's like really understanding the need of the customer, and if one of our products in our sales team's cases fits in. But in this case, it's about really understanding the challenges that person's had, the event that they've got coming up, like understanding what is going to be the right solution for them, what problem they're trying to solve, rather than spending a lot of time, trying to be a salesperson. That generally doesn't work anyway, right? No one likes to be sold to, but people like someone who's understanding their problem and helping them solve whatever the problem they're having is. So I think that's, you put it very nicely, but it's a very insightful thing for people to, that will hopefully help people, even if they, don't talk to you, that they're going to, just by watching this, hopefully they get something out of that.
One of the stories, Simon, was I had a coaching call with a prospect who had just brought on the Neveskin Classic, an amazing provider. She was pretty insecure about adding it and talking to people. She felt uncomfortable because she had, amazing results on herself. But when she started talking to people, they would ask her questions. And so she was actually thinking of returning the device because she was like, oh, you know what? I jumped in too soon. I don't know that I'm going to have this learning curve pretty quickly. And after having our conversation with us, she was able to leave that call. And that day she sold, I think, 4 packs of microneedling and facials.
I saw the text. This is great. It was like an instant fix. Amazing.
And then I think I think it was 1 week later, 7 days later, she went from, thinking of this is not going to work and really frustrated and like honestly insecure about her business. And she bought the device.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's like a lot of what you're doing is helping to identify where in this like pipeline of issues the client is stuck and just unsticking them at that point. And then there's another problem that you'll then help unstick. But I think it's like very valuable. It's hard for them to sometimes identify the problem themselves because obviously it's hard to look in the mirror sometimes. But you've talked to so many of these people, you can like identify the problem quickly. Then you've often solved that problem yourself or for another client, and I think that's like very valuable part of what you offer. And I've seen the results on the conversations with the clients. Okay, so if somebody wants, what are the options in terms of booking either, joining your community or booking time with you, if that's, for the more, clients want to spend a bit more money and have that one-on-one interaction, or they want to just be part of the community, where should they go to do that stuff?
LinkedIn. Just follow me on LinkedIn, send me a DM. I'm pretty active there, educating the community on, businesses like ours that are looking to help people feel good, look good. So I'm pretty accessible in that aspect of just send me a DM, say you're interested in, working directly with me. I'm also publishing a coaching book. So hopefully I can help people more passively where they, get, some of my advice, some of my examples directly through reading it at their own pace or at the school that we discussed. So there's so many ways to get connected.
Random commercial break. I know that you're a fan of Alex Hormozi because I see you posting and I'm a fan of his too. What appeals to you so much about Hormozi's like stuff that he puts out there? What do you like about what he says?
So, I mean, I know Alex Hormozi is really smart, right? I mean, he went to Vanderbilt. I think he finished in a short accelerated program, got his MBA, etc. But he went and did the work, I mean, he decided to be humble and go, hit the pavement and do such. And so when you see him, he doesn't, I mean, I know you're well educated. I used to be a brand manager with a chemical engineering degree. No one cares how we got here, right? So what resonates with me with Alex Hormozi is that he is so brilliant in breaking down what seems so common sense. Like, I feel like he's talking directly to me, and yet he is on a platform that is, resonating with many. So, I personally feel like Alex Hormozi speaks my language. He sees my business. when I aspire to be one of the companies he wants to buy in 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. It's like he looked, because of the shorts and the muscles and the sticker, you don't, even you just saying that, yeah, he's very, very intelligent. Like, so he knows so much stuff for someone who's, fairly young. Okay, so let's go with, you've worked with Artemis for a long time. I want you to tell us honestly what you think the best things are about Artemis and what Artemis could be better at. I think it's nice to give a balanced view and not be like, so just because you're saying it to me, please, I'd like to know what we can improve, but also what you think we're good at.
So let's start with what I love about Artemis. So I haven't been on all sides with Artemis inside, one of the very few, I think, OGs with Artemis. Being there at the forefront when body contouring, non-invasive treatments was so taboo, and seeing, the market just explode with all of your vision of helping people have access to these treatments globally. I would say the thing I really, really appreciate is that they carry a lot of the risk. And unless you've really seen what that means in terms of a business, I mean, in order for Artemis to carry the risk for 2,000 partners across the country, it means they need to do a lot of investment that is not directly seen. So I really, have great respect and appreciation for that. What that means from a partner is that, somebody who takes on these devices, is that it's scary to take an investment, whether it's a $10,000 investment, whether it's a $90,000 investment, whatever that investment is, you really, kind of like, we're discussing about Hormozy, I resonate with Artemis's mission. And I do believe that the 2,000, 3,000 people across the country that have started their business and up-leveled think of you as like their mentor. And so that's because you were there in the trenches testing these services. You were fighting these battles that people didn't see. So I think that that's commendable, because what you could do is just go help people make more money. And what you actually do is help them learn how to fish for life.
Okay, that's great. And then what could Artemis improve, you think?
I think Artemis has this culture of helping everyone, meaning, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I think that kind of, I think the squeaky wheel is just more quantity of noise. So I think they generally always get more grease. They always get more attention, and it's not scalable. It's actually not sustainable. And, and I've learned that because, having been green, working with Artemis as a sales rep, as a partner, success manager, having run groups. And I would see, well, this one is just, it's going to be great sometime. And you just see that, when they come in squeaky, they take a lot of bodies with them. And so I would say that that's one of the challenges of being somebody who is so, I would say, philanthropic like yourself. It's hard to leave somebody standing.
Yeah, I wouldn't describe it as philanthropic, because I obviously it is a for-profit business, but I think my personality is, which then comes over, I think, in the company, is to be helpful. And, what you're saying in a very nice way is some people struggle to be helped. And so being helpful to everyone actually distracts you from helping the people who really, would value your help. But it's, I agree. It's like an interesting challenge to, I had a client earlier who was like insisting on talking to me on the phone. It was a very simple thing that I'd explained to them. And it's like, I will talk to them, but I know that there's no real need to do it. It's like, so yeah, I agree though, but that's interesting. I don't know how to fix that, but it's very insightful feedback. Okay, there's been this transition from cryoskin to Neveskin. There's been quite a lot of noise around it because we also announced a different understanding of how we think the device works. There was a lawsuit going on where there was this like dispute around the cryoskin name. It's been going on for nearly 4 years. It's not settled yet, but as we, filming here July 30th, 2024. So it's still ongoing. The other, company are saying, you should pay us this money for the brand. So it's kind of like a little bit of a mess, obviously. But we've decided to rebrand to Neveskin, send out these free conversion packs, just move on with our lives so we can actually invest in building that Neveskin brand, because we couldn't really do that with cryoskin because of this dispute. So I just wondered what your general thoughts are on that sort of whole transition thing. Obviously a lot of customers are like confused or, upset about it. Just your thoughts on that transition.
I'm empathetic to your problem, but it's your problem. And I'm appreciative that you're handling it, but to me, it's background noise because I want to be where it's growing. So if Neveskin is the brand that's growing, that's where I want to be. Because same like you were discussing prior about handling dead weight or squeaky wheels. So if a brand or a name or a business or a partnership, a client, anything is like a dead branch, requires more resources and it's draining, you're not just wasting time, you're wasting so much upside potential. So when I think about the Neveskin and you investing so much in it, which is amazing because you only invested in it for like what 3 months, it's already surpassed the impressions on Google. I mean, those are results for your time and money. Is incredible. And so when there's growth, there's so much potential. And I think that that's the part that I'm scared to miss out on is the potential. So like same when I look at my clients and I'm like, okay, if you were to look at my data and you saw a lot of like clients that did a single session and didn't come back, instead of saying, oh, how could I convert every single one of those 80% people that I treated that never did a single package? I'm going for the ones that do 10, 20, 30, 40 that have been with me weekly for 18 months. I go to them because their dollars are worth more. They're seeing something that I don't even see. So that is the way I look at your challenge with Neveskin, because people will ask me, Stacey, isn't it so annoying to rebrand? I'm like, no, it doesn't, it's background noise. Like today, I mean, do you know how many times we're changing stuff on Instagram? It's not like, if it were 20 years ago, 10 years ago, when I was in brand management, you know how much millions of dollars we spent printing stuff? Now you just change a word on social and it's like, it's history.
Yeah, I think there is some squeaky wheel phenomenon as well, like we were talking about earlier, where the people who are maybe have other issues kind of blame it on something else. Not to say it's not a bit annoying for some people, but I do agree. Let's just move on. Let's invest in a brand. Let's sort of have something that we can get behind. I know you recently decided to add the T-shape to your retail business, and I just wanted to, and I know you're very excited about it. I just wanted people to hear from you, like, quick elevator pitch on why you're so excited about that device.
I'm actually more excited about what it can do for my business. So, I'm a big fan of endospheres. The reason when I launched my business, I really wanted to bring it. And I saw a gap in my business, honestly, with the texture of the skin, the speed at which they could improve. I know how awesome endospheres feels. I know how amazing it feels addictively, increasing their endorphins. But I didn't want to bring it because I knew how high maintenance it was. I knew how restrictive it would be for my business to have a device that was a little bit finicky. And then also needing to see clients on a more regular basis. So I didn't bring it on. And then when I heard that there was this newer treatment option that was similar, but maybe different, I went into New York City to see the one and only Butte Aesthetics. And I just was, and they're an amazing provider, right? They offer so many things. They have clientele that are really, value their time, look good, and they make a living looking good over in their business, right? But so when I went there and I asked them some key questions around what is this different than that? Is it more robust in terms of support? Does it have some of the challenges of maintenance, cleaning, and downtime? And they're like, no, they've taken all of those insights and up leveled the robustness of the service, and they've added some other treatment experiences. So for me, the thing that I'm intrigued with is that it provides, there's 4 different types of treatment options. There's like, I think 6 different heads. It's self-cleaning. It's beautiful to look at. We're very much into technology, especially as you deal with, higher value clients. So when I went and saw the treatment, I tried a couple of different options. I spoke to the staff. I saw, by the way, it's very difficult to get an appointment, which also means it's like the most popular treatment in New York City, right?
Yeah.
So that's the reason that I was mostly looking forward to bringing that on, more because my clientele now I feel like the maturity of my business is a little bit more like we're no longer new. We have clients that are repeat. We have clients that come regularly. I have a lot of clients that come twice a week. They're adding 2 or 3 treatments in the same time slot. They bought a package. of 10 hours for, or 10 treatments over 5 weeks or 10 weeks. And then they come and they still throw more services in that same hour. So I need to challenge myself and say, how can I better serve these clients? Because
and I think it's a nice addition to the Neveskin Ultra that you have, because it's obviously very strong for skin tightening and cellulite, and then the Neveskin being great at inch loss. So I think that sort of combination. I'm excited for you to get it. I know you got to go, but just one final question. So we've launched this med spa conversion program with the T-Shape 2, which we're excited about because it can help some of our bigger, better locations like yourself on the retail side eliminate more competition. But I just wondered why you decided to make that med spa conversion. Obviously, I know it's partly to get the T-Shape 2, but obviously it's quite a strategic decision. So what was the sort of thinking behind making that conversion, or planning to make that conversion into a med spa?
A couple of reasons. So first of all, I appreciate that Artemis has done the legwork, because, here again, this is very similar to your platform of reducing risk, providing access to additional resources and expertise. You going out and seeking these types of, legal and logistical arrangements makes it so easy for partners to bring on more sophisticated treatments. So for me, I wasn't seeking, let me become a med spa. I was seeking, how can I better serve my clients? How can I better serve the higher value clients? And so that is why I'm like, all right, T-Shape is an amazing addition. It provides, it'll augment what I'm currently doing while up-level and elevate their experience and their results. And doing that provides me access to elevating my business to a med spa. It provides differentiation. Becoming a med spa has more stability than potentially being a beauty business owner, where regulations are constantly changing for honestly no apparent reason other than somebody decides to make changes. So, it's a little bit more reliable in that aspect of regulation, and provides more credibility. I don't envision, one of the things I always say is you're always going to be a hypocrite, because what I think today is my hard boundaries might change. But what I'm saying is I don't plan to become a med spa that competes in the med spa space. I am doing what I think is necessary to serve my clients who want better results in a short amount of time. But the key is that they feel good. And so I don't want to bring on services, because there's a wealth of services that make you not feel good, but you can look good. That's not what I'm doing. I'm providing services where people come in and they're like, that felt so good, I want to do more of it. And by the way, I look great.
That's great. Okay, well, I think that's a great time to end. Thanks, Stacey. See you later. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Glow and Tell. Please like, subscribe, comment, and follow anywhere where you listen to podcasts. We'll see you next time.